Well, settlement between parties is always encouraged, and settlement brings lasting peace. The very first day that we came to court, I had advised my learned friend in Enaba that he should sit down and ensure this matter is settled amicably. Yeah, what the court has said that we can talk. We can also come back tomorrow to proceed with the matter upon a report of what has happened. Yeah, so that's the position. You know, they filed an application on the 23rd of September, which they withdrew today. They also filed another one on the 28th of September, asking the court for a stay of execution of the judgment of the National Industrial Court, and also asking for leave to appeal, permission to appeal. Okay? All right, there is no appeal yet. They're asking for permission to appeal. And there is no stay of execution yet. They're asking for stay of execution. And that's what they're asking for in both applications. We'll see how that goes. And we hope parties will be able to reach a position that will ensure that the universities are opened immediately. Students need to go back to school. We have educational infrastructure that's been locked down for the past 8 months. That's not good enough. You have non-parties that are students who are Nigerians, who are not Nigerians, that have been locked out of school. That's not good enough. We need to ensure that our public universities are efficient. We need to ensure they are up and running. We need to ensure that the investments that the federal government of Nigeria, and indeed several philanthropic Nigerians have made in these universities, do not go down the drain. Those infrastructure need to be used. The universities need to be unlocked. That's all we are saying, whichever way. Whichever way. Thank you very kindly.
Well, because of our experience in both the National Industrial Code and the National Industrial Code, as well as the Industrial Arbitration Panel, we have always opted for amicable resolution. Because with respect to the Industrial Arbitration Panel, the law requires, before you go to the arbitration panel, you must have tried mediation and conciliation. It is when both fail that you go for arbitration under the before the Industrial Arbitration Panel. Unfortunately, this time around, the government ignored the law and rushed to the National Industrial Court. Notwithstanding, we suggested to our colleagues on the other side, why don't you take advantage of arbitration? Because the National Industrial Court has an arbitration center. But again, the government believes we are going to win. So you can have judgment without justice. You can win in court and not win the battle in the workshop. And what we have insisted is that these matters are simple and straightforward. But as far as the ASUU is concerned, the government can call off the strike today by doing the needful, by showing commitment towards the implementation of agreements that have been signed willingly by the government. But while we are talking peace, while we are asking for alternative dispute resolution, the government, through the Ministry of Labor, is going on the path of war, which cannot be justified under the law. I'm sure you are aware, contrary to the Trade Union Act, which provides that there shall be only one trade union in any sector of the economy. In other words, you cannot have 2 unions of academic staff in Nigeria under the Trade Union Act. And the law has not been amended. And the simple authority and everybody, every law student is aware of this. The case of Osawe and Registrar of Trade Unions. The Supreme Court made the point abundantly clear that your freedom of association does not mean recklessness among trade unions. That the whole purpose of the Trade Union Act is to stop mushrooming of trade unions in the country. So the government has registered 2 new unions of academic staff, contrary to the provisions of the Trade Union Act. We can only wish them success. We do hope those new unions and more that may be registered will call off the strike before we assemble here tomorrow. But on the part of my clients, on the part of ASUU, we are going to reach out to them, as advised by the government, to ensure that on the part of lawyers, consulting our clients, we can come back here tomorrow and tell the Honorable Justices of the Court of Appeal that we have made appreciable progress. But we are happy that the House of Reps, the leadership of the House of Representatives, met with the President yesterday to present the report of their own consultation with stakeholders. It is hoped that the President will act on the recommendations so that this strike can be called off without any further waste of time. And the government that was saying, oh, we cannot pay salaries. We cannot pay salaries. They want to pay salaries to the CONUA people, the new unions that have been set up. The government, they are now announcing that they are going to pay salaries to them. So we are waiting.
No, you spoke of a give and take.
The what?
You spoke of give and take.
Yes.
In the open court.
Yes.
Can you just expatiate more on that?
No, you know, when you engage in negotiations of this nature, everybody must shift their positions. So it cannot be a hardline position in the interest of our children, right? And I think I understand that somebody said we haven't filed an appeal. This is unfortunate. It's an attempt to deceive the press and the Nigerian people. Because Order 1, Rule 5 of the Court of Appeal rules provides that an appeal shall include application for leave to appeal. Thank you.
Dr. Amin Abdullah Isiaku, I'm the CONUA chapter chairman, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, sorry to use the word guys. Is the association planning to join this suit at the industrial court because we're not parties? Because that time we were not giving a certificate. So are you planning to join this suit as an interested party?
Well, we are monitoring the case as it is unfolding, and we are interested in the outcome of this case. But as you know, we are not members of ASUU, and we have not been on strike all this while. Our members were not on strike. Our members have been working in the universities, teaching, and then suddenly the other union declared strike, and then management closed down the universities. So since that time, our members have not been on strike. So what we are appealing is for our sister union, ASUU, to consider the Nigerian students and the development of education in Nigeria and obey the ruling of the industrial court that says that universities, ASUU should come back to work and then universities should be opened. So for us, universities are still open as far as we are concerned because our members are ready to work. So it's left for the vice chancellors now to open up.
Last thing, as the federal government was saying, no work, no pay. And ASUU said, no pay, no work. Are you saying that throughout the period of the strike, you'll be receiving salaries from the federal government?
Our members have not been paid all this while because of the understanding that all academic staff are being represented by ASUU. So probably that is why federal government has soft salaries for everybody. But now that it is very clear, ASUU is no longer the only union in the Nigerian universities. So we hope that our members will be paid accordingly, immediately.
I'd like you to react. I'd like you to react.
Are there students in school that you are actually teaching? You say your members are not on strike. So what are they are in school? What are they doing in school? Are they teaching?
You see, Our job is not only to teach undergraduate students. Many of our members all this while have been engaging postgraduate students virtually. Some of them do come independently to our offices, and then we do attend to them. We do have our researches going on. We do have our community developments that we do also going on. But the key here is schools are being shut down. We are basically being locked out of the system by management that have locked out the system because our sister union have declared strike. So I think with this registration now of CONUA, we are appealing to Nigerian university lecturers to join hands with us in coming back to work so that we can discharge our responsibilities accordingly.
I'm sure you follow the comments since your registration.
Absolutely, yeah.
There are many who believe that you're a spoiler. Your union is a spoiler. You just came into the field to spoil the struggle of ASUU. I'd like you to comment on that.
We are not spoilers in any way. We are interested parties in the development of educational system in Nigeria because we are lecturers and we did not subscribe to ASUU's method of tackling these problems in the Nigerian universities. That is why we formed our own group, and luckily for us, federal government yesterday has granted us our registration, and this is not really easy. We have been fighting for this since 2018. That was even the formal application that we put out. But we have been challenging many of the actions that our sister union do take to always embark on strike at the immediate notice, because we believe strike is actually grounding the system more than the issues that they are raising. We believe in continuous dialogue with government. We believe in continuous negotiation of including all stakeholders. But to constantly declare strike and shut out the students and everybody is not the best way to go. That's our thinking.
One last one from me. I'd like to know precisely, at what particular point did your members pull out of ASUU?
Our members individually have been pulling out of ASUU for a very, very long time. ASUU's membership base have been depleting by the day. But even as we speak now, with this registration, many of so-called ASUU members that were being suppressed because there was no other platform for them to air their views will join us, especially so-called ASUU members in state universities that were not being respected at all by ASUU. CONUA is now here, and we are inviting them to join CONUA so that we can develop Nigeria's education system. Thank you.